Today we make a cantaloupe drink. And fix it.
Twice. Welcome to Comment Cocktails. I'm your host, Derrick Schommer. I've got with me Ian Andrews. He's cutting the cantaloupe for this episode. Actually, he's been done that for a while and he's just fucking around.
I'm just playing and eating cantaloupe.
Today we're going to make the cocktail called Summer at Purdue. This episode, hey, when you're done chewing, you want to step over here for a second, is produced by Hendrick. Let's go with Hendrick. Your last name's up there, Hendrick, so I don't have to say it. Hendrick is one of our Patreon subscribers. I suggest you Patreonize up. It helps us out. My Patreon number is down a little bit. Usually I like to roll at about 500. I'd really like to roll at 800 if you guys want to see me do a bar tour. But 500 is kind of where I'd like to at least get to. So Patreon up, folks! This recipe
it's a building glass.
Building glass submitted by Mark Fernandez. And Mark, I will explain this in a little bit while we go through the recipe notes. It's an inch diameter cantaloupe ball or square.
We're cheating because we don't have a baller. We're ball.
Or a little one, yeah, like a cantaloupe baller.
Yeah.
So that's actually even maybe a little big.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna do a 1 lime wheel. We're gonna have 1 teaspoon of rich simple syrup for that. I've got some gum syrup that I made a while back. It's pretty thick and super sugary.
I'm gonna eyeball the teaspoon because I'm pretty sure I can do that.
That looks like a nice teaspoon right there. Yeah, if you want, you can always use the bar spoon. If you have a bar spoon from awesomedrinks.com, like the twisted version like this, that actually will measure out a teaspoon. 2 dashes of peach bitters, 2 ounces of Hendrick's gin. If you don't have Hendrick's, use something that's probably more floral or vegetal flavor, like a cucumber.
Then organic.
Then
Gin.
Organic gin would work. Instructions: muddle to almost a paste.
This could take a while because this cantaloupe could be riper.
The cantaloupe needs. Ripe. If you just went out and bought a cantaloupe because you're going to film an episode with this cocktail, buy the cantaloupe ahead of time. And that way we're going to muddle it all up, throw it in there, put some crushed ice in there, and then I think we add some alcohol at some point. Yeah. And we're done. All right. In either case, you don't need to shake it. Let's see. Fun fact: we did a Baltimore Zoo recipe at one point in time, and apparently.
Yes.
We made it at the show. It was actually created at the bar Henry's Chocolate Shop in Purdue University back in the 80s. I'm going to guess that Mark is at Purdue or has spent some time there. Last year, Mark finished our survey, submitted a drink for the survey.
With all sorts of coffee and many steps.
It was a 3 cocktail build-in step thing, and it was like I kept pushing it off and off and off, and then I just forgot about it. I had a couple people whose cocktails had products I couldn't even get, so I had those done, but I totally forgot to contact Mark and let him know that I never got around to it, because we do 5 episodes at a time, and that means sometimes we don't have time to do that big of a build.
Yeah, that one build is a 3 cocktail.
I would have to do that by myself on in the middle of the week, and then edit the crap out of it to make it look right. And I think there was cooking involved, and I think I might have had to get a PhD, and then I had to become a chef.
Yeah, you had to make some coffee. And
yeah.
There may have been some sous vide techniques in there.
I don't even this is a much easier.
It would have been interesting to try.
But then on the same token, I think our viewers also like to sometimes make drinks that are a little bit more accessible, since sometimes we make drinks that don't have ingredients they can get, or we do some gymnastics with them. That is the University of Gymnastics.
Yes, that was an Olympics.
Yeah. So.
Hey, they start tonight.
Drink Olympics.
What was that?
The Olympics start tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, the Olympic Games are tonight, right?
Well, this episode goes out on a Tuesday, so for you guys, it was a couple days ago. Hopefully nobody's murdered or died in the swill of, what was it?
The river they have
the
to
river
swim.
that don't use your mouth in the river.
Yeah.
Keep your mouth closed.
You can swim, but you can't breathe. Take it
right.
Yeah.
So which one do you want?
Breathe through your nose.
I don't know. I wouldn't swim in a river of feces per se, or toxicity, but that's just me. This smells really good.
It does. The cantaloupe and the bitters are really good smelling.
So we have to. Sir, I love the massive amounts of description. The cantaloupe and the bitters are good smelling.
I like them a lot. They're tasty.
That was very good.
Yep.
And that,
Yeah.
This I don't know about the cantaloupe pieces in there.
I think a more ripe cantaloupe. Let this thing sit for a couple days, and then try this again.
I don't know. You know how many fruit flies I had last time I let something sit for a couple days?
Oh my gosh, when we got back from Tails.
Yeah. So if you guys watched Tiki Week, you saw the cocktails we made with fruit. We did a pretty good job of putting them in the bag, but I think I put a banana peel in there. or something. And when I got home, like I opened that trash barrel and there was a
They
cloud.
attacked you?
Like a cloud.
Yeah, I bet.
Black.
They were all living in that colony
Wow.
of banana.
Yeah, they all came out. And it took me, what, a week or more to kill them all. Just, I had like 6 or 7 vials of vinegar and fruits, and they were just dive bombing in. I'm like, when are you done dying? Then we're gonna drink? Is that what we're doing?
I drank.
Oh, you did?
Welcome to the party.
Thanks for tuning in.
Here we go. Ooh, 2 ounces of alcohol in there.
I like the peach and the...
Only a teaspoon of sugar.
Yeah.
You know, I think if you had a riper cantaloupe,
Yeah.
you get a little bit more sweetness and cantaloupe flavor. It's pretty it's
Strong.
Strong.
Yeah. I think
it's
if it were
strong
riper,
peachy.
you get a lot more juice out of a nice ripe cantaloupe.
Yeah.
That would just like permeate this, I think.
Yeah.
I think
it's
maybe
but you know what?
to compensate.
I don't know. I would still prefer a little bit more sugar. I'm getting the peach flavor, but with peach, I like a little bit of sugar.
You said you're at 500 plus now.
500 plus what?
Patreon? I'm guessing.
Am I really?
Nice.
As of when? I thought I checked a little while ago and I was not there.
Maybe he's the one that fucked it up.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Maybe.
I don't know. I'm confused.
That sounds like something Dave would do.
Let's see, patreon.com/CMC. I will check what we drink. 504! Yeah, that was a bump.
Nice. Woohoo! That deserves a high five.
Yeah, I gotta do some sort of high five since
been a
YouTube
while.
has busted up my live stream fan funding. So I used to have this cool thing to let people... What was that? Did that just shut off?
Oh,
I had...
is that not recording this whole time?
I don't know. That's kind of your job. But did you hit the record button?
Thought I did. It was.
Well, you guys might not see a separate camera angle from this stream.
I don't know. Let's figure that out. I don't know what happened.
I like the idea of this cocktail
That's how you're gonna
more
put
than I think I like the cocktail. You know what I mean? I think the flavors are good, and I think a ripe cantaloupe would make a big difference. But it's too
hollow. Missing.
hollow. Yeah.
It's got a lot of alcohol. It needs another component to it.
There's
And
no real sour to it.
that would be a liqueur. It could be a sour. It could be a lemon sour. Does lemon and cantaloupe go together, Jennifer?
Let's find
I
out.
don't know.
Oh, this is never a good idea.
Why?
Because I just saw the whole thing like just wanting to shoot out at me.
No, there's a couple seeds. Don't drink those.
Don't drink those.
That's my advice to you.
That's
Good advice.
see, we just fixed the cocktail for those that like to see us fix cocktails.
Possibly.
There you go, Scott.
Might not have.
I don't think we fixed it, Scott. We don't fix it with measurements. That's for freaking sure. Remember last time we did a daiquiri with just squeezing stuff in? Pour more of this. Pour more of that. Pour more of this.
Sometimes it works.
Sometimes it does.
It's a little better with some sour in it.
No, actually, it brings out a little bit more cantaloupe.
It does.
It's true. There should be really a sour component to a lot of drinks. I think sours traditionally.
That's a lot of
You're
seeds in
just
there.
gonna pour the seeds all over it, aren't you? I've never seen this
Many
happen
seeds.
before, and I've been doing this for a while.
What, all the seeds?
You basically emptied. Why are you gonna try and take out that one seed? There's 10
There's
seeds.
10. Oh, I was going to start with one.
Oh,
I don't
we
think
don't
I
have
have
that much
You gotta
time.
start somewhere.
I have like 40 spoons in here.
Anyway.
It was right here, so.
It needs a sour component, Mark. In ripe that cantaloupe wouldn't hurt. But at the same time,
The sour makes a difference. It
Yeah.
improves it, I think.
it gives it that thing is missing, and then what it was missing was apparently
Balance.
sour. Yeah, it was.
So it makes sense, because, I mean,
There was adding the sugar helped bring out a little bit more of the sweetness that you should get from the cantaloupe.
yeah.
But it
But it still didn't have sour.
right, and without the additional sugar, it still was missing the sour. So I would balance.
We talk
in this
about
case.
balance all the time. There's a
Right.
video that we have talking about balance, so.
And you
It's
don't
important.
always have to balance, but in this case, if you're trying to accent some of the flavors of this and be able to bring out your gin without overwhelming your senses,
Yeah.
the other ingredients are
Gots to do it.
throwing it off kilter. So by bringing those together, it allows the gin and the cantaloupe to play better in the field. It's sort of like if you were in a sandbox and there was that one kid and all he kept doing was kicking sand in your face every time you tried to build a castle. Right? That's not any good. You need another big kid in there to punch that kid in the face and say, stop, knock it off, play nice in the field, and then everybody has a good time.
That's balance.
That's balance. It's the bully kicking sand in your face.
It's the bully. The balance is the bully beating up the kid to get in sand.
Right, it's the second bully.
Yeah.
You bring your older sister or brother. Drop the hammer down.
Yeah.
Question of the day. Were you a bully or were you bullied in high school or grade school? Probably grade school. I guess I got bullied in high school too.
I got bullied in grade school.
How do you get bullied?
You did?
Well, you should have seen me in grade school. Coke bottle classes, big old rat tail.
Yeah, but weren't you like
But you weren't
still
big?
the giant?
No, I was tiny in grade school.
Really?
This is information I had not heard, and you guys hear at the same time I did. So, this is interesting, because I was always bullied because I'm the same size as I was in high school and grade school. Like, I always, the skinny, lanky dude, I'm not skinny anymore, but, like, skinny dude everybody wanted to break in half. And then I had to always beat him up and get suspended from school.
Like 5th, 6th grade, I got picked on.
Sixth grade wasn't good.
5th and 6th, but...
Sixth grade was the year I probably got picked on the most because I kept switching schools and I was a new kid and they like to beat up on the new kid.
I was a new kid in 7th grade and I got along with everybody up in Maine. So.
Yeah, see, what I learned is when you become the new kid, the first thing you have to do is kick somebody's ass.
I didn't find that.
And this might work for, it might depend on your body type and whatever, but the minute you do that, you build a little bit of respect, and then sometimes people leave you alone, or it gets worse, and then you kick their ass too. I did a lot of kicking of ass.
In high school, I was voted best all around for my senior year, so I got along with... I didn't not get along with people.
In high school? I got along with people in high school, but I would never be given anything. But you probably had a small school.
We had a very small school.
Yeah, so you have to really, really stand out in a school. I we didn't go to a huge school, but a little bigger. For that
20th high school reunion this year.
For you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't go to the last
Getting
one.
so old.
So there you go. Did you get bullied or were you bullied? Or if you weren't bullied, how did you manage to get away from it?
I wasn't bullied.
Jennifer wasn't bullied. You're a girl and you're taller.
Yes.
I think it's different for women.
You were the bully.
No, I didn't.
She's a troublemaker.
I
Different
was a
than bully.
troublemaker, but
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
You're the
troublemakers,
bully
you
now.
guys don't count. It doesn't matter how much trouble you cause to the teachers and principal. It's just about the bully, not bully, and how you survived. I'd love to know if you had any tips on what you did, because I've got kids
Yes,
that
yeah,
are
I was
that
similar
age.
to Bobby. Bobby said I wasn't bullied, and it wasn't picked on. I was that social butterfly who managed to fit in with every clique in school.
Yeah,
That's the key. Charisma.
Some people got it, other people don't.
Thank God I got it. We're teaching how to drink. But one of the bigger culprits that people don't really recognize are congeners. And congeners are those little toxins that can be found in a distilled spirit and a fermented spirit, usually from fermentation down into distillation. Methanol, acetone, esters,